A blinding beam shatters the camp's calm, hurling Digivices into the kids' hands. Tai clenches his, summons Agumon, and the tiny dinosaur roars to life. Matt, Sora, Izzy, Mimi, Carrie, and TK each bind with their rookie Digimon, forming an instant bond. Together they sprint through neon forests, dodging Devimon-tainted beasts, while their partners flash evolve into towering champions, ready to halt the Black Gear Plague. A blinding beam shatters the summer camp's calm, hurling Digivices into the hands of 7 terrified kids. Tai snaps his device, Agumon erupts from the digital mist, and the rookie Digimons swarm their new partners.
The kids sprint through a neon-glowing forest, panic echoing as a chorus of digital chirps spirals overhead. Tai clutches his Digivice, shouting for Agumon to rise. The tiny dinosaur erupts in flames, scorching a path toward a towering, corrupted Gargamon. Matt lunges beside him, Gabumon snarling, while Sora's Bioman flutters, scattering sparks that shatter the Black Gear's dark aura. Together they force the beast back, sealing the breach for a moment. Patamon darts ahead, his tiny wings buzzing as he spots a glittering Black Gear lodged in a trembling Tentomon. He shouts, "Everyone, back," as the gear throbs, corrupting the usually cheerful insect Digimon.
A blinding beam shatters the camp, igniting the Digivices as Tai summons Agumon, whose fiery roar erupts, scattering corrupted Black Gears and forcing the Digimonsters into a chaotic showdown. The children cling to hope while their bonds fracture, Tai risking Agumon's safety for a desperate bite, and Izzy wrestles with losing his data key, fearing the digital world may collapse without it. A dark pulse throbs from the corrupted Tentomon, hinting at a hidden enemy controlling the Black Gear, and the group stands frozen as the looming threat prepares to unleash an unknown digital apocalypse. They counted him out, but we know better. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari to follow the journey. The camp erupts as a colossal sea monster lurches from the lake, its jaws snatching Matt and splashing chaos across the shore. Gabumon roars, unleashing a jagged ice blast that shatters the creature's limbs into glittering shards. Tai, Sora, and the others haul a trembling Matt onto the sand, while frantic beeps echo and the kids shout about missing chocolate and runaway trolley cars. Their Digimon partners growling low, hungry, yet fierce. The lake erupts, a hulking sea monster lashing its tentacles for Matt. Gabumon snarls, thrusts an ice blast that freezes the beast's limbs into jagged crystal, while Tai drags his brother toward shore. A gargantuan sea monster erupts from the lake, jaws snapping toward Matt, while Gabumon rockets forward and detonates a blizzard of crystal shards that imprison the beast's limbs in glittering ice. Matt clings to the rope as Tai drags him to safety, feeling terror melt into fierce resolve, while Gabumon's sacrifice fuels the group's hope that they can survive the unknown darkness below. The lake's churned surface reveals a deeper, shadowy silhouette rising, its glowing eyes promising a greater threat that could drag the entire camp into the abyss if the heroes fail to act. Don't let the algorithm decide if you see the next chapter. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari and take control. The Digidestined crash into a smoldering hamlet, ash choking their lungs as Bioman-spawned flames roar across cracked rooftops. Tai snatches his battered mini-telescope, the glass glinting like a beacon, and spots a terrified family huddled beside the dying well. Matt's voice cuts through the crackle, fierce and urgent. Together they command their partners, Graymon's fiery roar, Agumon's fierce bite, and unleash a torrent of blazing power that shatters the rogue fire Digimon. The Inferno collapses into ember-kissed ruins, leaving a hushed promise of survival echoing through the charred streets. The 7 kids plunge into a burning village, ash thickening the sky as Bioman-type flames lick the rooftops. The Digidestined storm the blazing village as Tai's makeshift mini-telescope isolates the rogue fire-type Digimon's pulsating core, while Bioman's Inferno threatens to swallow the last well. Matt's desperate battle chant fuels Agumon and Gabumon's ferocious assault, yet the scorching flames close in on the trapped family, forcing Tai to choose between victory and innocent lives. The rogue Digimon erupts, shattering the well and unleashing a torrent of searing data dust, leaving the heroes hovering over a collapsing ruin with the surviving family's fate hanging in the raging blaze. You're not just watching a recap, you're joining a movement. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari. The Digidestined crash into a rust-crowned factory, gears grinding beneath a sky of flickering code. Agumon and Gabumon roar as Tai slams a makeshift terminal, while Izzy hacks the mainframe, sparking a cascade of corrupted energy. A hulking Greymon-type intruder erupts from the core, and the 7 kids rally, Digimon partners blazing, to shield the dying plant. The Digidestined burst into the abandoned factory, sparks flying as Agumon and Gabumon clawed at rusted panels, while Izzy's Tentamon hacked the mainframe. A surge of corrupted code erupted, warping the air and spawning a hulking Greymon-type intruder. Now the group focuses on relinking the central computer, each of them hoping to reboot the dormant Digimon trapped inside. Tai aims to sync the mainframe, but the obstacle is a cascade of corrupted subroutines that rewrite the code faster than they can type. Matt feeds the alien script into his Digivice, hoping compatibility will halt the chaos. The program spikes, lights flare, and the console sputters, spewing a torrent of erratic data that threatens to overload their Digivices. The team barely avoids a system crash, but the cost is a drained battery reserve and a warning that the factory's code is alive.
I'll put the alien code in a program. Maybe it'll be compatible.
Tai slams the glowing blade of corrupted electricity into the console, forcing the battered Digivice to sync and igniting a massive surge that tears the factory's core apart. The Digidestined feel hope flicker as the revived Digimon pulse back to life. Yet the crushing grip of the black-geared Greymon threatens to crush their only chance at escape. The creature clamps tighter around the Digivice. The power gauge flashes red, and the hall plunges into darkness, leaving the group teetering on the edge of total annihilation. The shadows are moving. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari and stay safe. The 7 kids plunge into a filthy, sludge-filled sewer, their Digivices crackling as twisted, black gear-crazed Digimon burst from the muck. Agumon erupts with a roar, tearing apart a hulking robot monster while Gabumon and Patamon zip through swarming Numon, blasting slime with icy shards and a shimmering rescue bubble. Their sarcastic banter fuels the fight as they smash corrupted gears, carving a trembling tunnel of hope toward the surface. The Digidestined barrel deeper into the foul, twisting sewer, each step churning black gear-cursed sludge. Agumon roars, shattering a towering robot Digimon, while Patamon launches a glowing bubble that erupts, sending Numon swarms into a stinking geyser.
The team pauses, breathless, as the tunnel opens into a cavern illuminated by humming machines. A vending unit sputters, spilling glowing capsules pulsing with data. The Digi-eggs react, humming louder, signaling a new power source nearby. Black gears clatter against the metal, trying to latch onto the consoles. The Digidestined split up, each racing to a different terminal, hoping to disable the gears before they corrupt the entire system. Izzy's beetle partner overloads a circuit, causing a minor explosion that shatters a nearby wall, revealing a hidden passage but also sealing off their retreat. The hidden path beckons, while darkness behind them grows louder.
The Digidestined burst through the slime-choked tunnel into a glowing cavern, where a gear-infused Numon latches onto Joe's aquatic partner, wrenching the Digi-egg from his grasp. Joe watches his partner's life force flicker as the stolen Digi-egg threatens to corrupt their bond, while Tai's desperate commands echo amid the rising tide of black gear sludge. The team scrambles to rescue the stolen egg, but the cavern's humming machines pulse ominously, hinting at a deeper, unseen threat that could swallow them all. If you thought that fight was crazy, you haven't seen anything yet. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari. The Digidestined crash into Toy Town, only to find Monzamon's twisted grin looming behind laser-blasting teddy bears and buzzing toy soldiers. Agumon roars, Garurumon slashes, and Patamon darts, ripping the black gear shackles from the trapped friends. Every shattered gear sends a pulse of light, pushing the corrupted toys back and sparking a fierce hope that the Digi world's darkness can still be shattered. The Digidestined sprint into Toy Town, laser-blasting bears ricocheting off neon walls as Monzamon's twisted toys swarm them. Tai shouts, Agumon, Digivolve, and Greymon erupts, scorching the black gear-infused horde. Izzy's Kabuterimon electrifies the stunned toys, freeing Sora's friends from glowing cages. With the black gears rhythm booming, Tai spots a hulking cactus-shaped Digimon looming, its spikes pulsing red. He shouts, Agumon, hug Heart's attack. The fire-breathing Digimon lunges, wrapping the cactus in a torrent of fiery embrace, crushing its core. Mimi, still trembling, grabs a pair of data-charged boxing gloves. Let's box this beast. She swings, the gloves crackling, shattering the cactus's armor. The giant collapses,
scattering debris that transforms into harmless balloons. The team watches, breathing hard, aware that each victory drags them deeper into Monzamon's twisted game.
We'll keep fighting, no matter the size.
The debris settles, but a new, darker silhouette watches from the shadows, its eyes glinting with malice.
The Digidestined storm Toy Town's neon nightmare, blasting laser bear swarms as Tai commands Agumon to unleash a searing needle spray that shatters the black gear lock around the trembling sealed box, sending a cascade of bright data rippling through the darkness. Mimi's heart pounds, fearing the small Digimon inside will be consumed, while Tai vows to save Newman, risking his own DG armor to protect their fragile hope against Monzamon's crushing darkness, a promise that fuels their resolve. Monzamon's corrupted silhouette hovers over the cracked chamber, the sealed box trembling ominously, and a guttural roar reverberates, promising a monstrous reveal that could annihilate the Digidestined before they even reach the exit, a threat that looms like a storm on the horizon. Picture your feed filled with only the best, high-quality recaps. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari and make it happen. The digital world shatters, and the Digidestined cling to a flickering lifeline. Joe and his aquatic partner dash from Toy Town, desperate to escape the claustrophobic streets. The moment they hit the mountain trail, the air turns razor cold and their breaths freeze mid-stroke. Joe's teeth chatter, but he grits his jaw, convinced the chill is just a trial. Gomamon splashes a hidden spring, sending a spray of warm mist over them. Yet the wind roars louder, ripping at their clothes. Muscles burn, frost bites their skin, but the promise of a sanctuary fuels every step. And that's only the beginning of the nightmare. They stumble upon a steaming pool, bubbles rising like a giant kettle. The Digidestined unleash Greymon's Nova Blast, shattering the Black Gear horde as the digital world collapses around them, debris swirling like a dying storm. Tai watches his friends teeter on the brink of oblivion, heart pounding as the dying connection flickers out, fearing they'll lose their souls forever. A cracked tablet flickers ominously, hinting at a hidden code that could revive the realm, while Black Gear Digimon surge from the shadows, ready to finish the battle once and for all. Real fans stick around. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari and let's finish this story together. 7 kids faced a digital apocalypse as their world dissolved into pixelated chaos. A sudden flash of bright code pulls them from their summer camp straight into a neon-lit landscape none of them recognize. Their heads spin, but a soft chirp from each DG egg tells them they're not alone. Agumon, Gabumon, Byaman, Tentamon, Palmon, Gomamon, and Patamon appear, eyes wide, ready to guard. The kids clutch the glowing eggs, desperate for any clue about where they are. Fear fuels their resolve. They must find a way home before the digital storm consumes them. And that's not even the worst part. The group stumbles through a jagged forest of data trees, each leaf a flickering bitmap. The Digidestined stumble into the crumbling Heartbreak Hotel, its boarded windows yawning like a silent scream. Lemon's roar shatters the calm, and a hulking Ogremon lunges, teeth bared. Tai swings Agumon's fire, Matt launches Gabumon's icy blast, while TK shouts, "Dorialamon now!" Their partners surge, pillars of light crashing through the collapsing hall, buying the kids precious seconds to scramble toward the trembling exit. "We'll get through this, okay?" Tai scrambles for his fallen friends, desperate to pull them from the crumbling wreckage. He wants every child safe, but the black gear-tainted walls collapse faster than his breath. He shoves debris aside, yells for Matt and TK. Tai thrusts Agumon forward as Lemon's roar shatters the air, while the crumbling Heartbreak Hotel collapses around them and a hulking Ogremon lunges from the shadows. Matt watches his trembling Gomamon slip toward the falling debris, fearing the loss of his youngest partner and the hope they both carry for the Digidestined. As the ceiling caves in, Tai's desperate shout echoes, but the darkness swallows the hatch, leaving the group trapped and the looming Ogreman poised to strike. This is where the real fans gather. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari and find your people.
The Digidestined children stare at a hulking Ogremon that oozes black gear-tainted darkness. Their leader, Tai, shouts for them to retreat, but the creature's eyes glow with a corrupting hunger that promises total annihilation. Devimon's lingering presence hovers like a cold whisper, urging the kids to obey his twisted commands. The children scramble, each trying to find a way out while the ground trembles under the beast's weight. Their only chance lies in breaking the black gear's hold before the Ogremon swallows the entire DG world.
You had your chance. Now kneel.
The darkness deepens, and the real enemy watches from the shadows. The 7 kids sprint through neon forests as black gear-scarred Ogremon thunders toward them, its eyes blazing with corrupted fury. Sora snarls, Byaman flares, and she shoves Tai aside, shouting orders while Patamon spirals overhead. Amid the chaos, a snarky Bakemon waddles by, munching on digital leaves and debating cholesterol with a bewildered Gomamon. The battle erupts, gears grinding, as the Digidestined rally to crush the darkness before it devours the DG world. If you want more daily recaps, hit that subscribe button now.
The Digidestined plunge into the cavern, confronting a towering, black gear-clad Ogremon whose corrupted aura erupts, forcing Sora to unleash Byaman's blazing fury, while Tai and Matt combine fire and ice attacks. Sora's resolve shatters the fear that once crippled her, but the battle drains her partner's strength, leaving her trembling on the brink of losing the only voice that steadies the group. The Ogremon's eyes flare with a hidden, pulsing core, hinting at an even greater darkness waiting beyond the cavern, while the kids stare at the encroaching shadow, unsure if they can survive the looming threat. Let me do the heavy lifting while you sit back and enjoy. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari every week. The Digidestined charge into the crumbling ruin, laser grids humming like angry insects. Izzy's Digivice flickers, casting a blue pulse, while Mimi's Palmon darts into a shadowed corridor, her eyes wide with terror. Izzy's headset crackles with code-spun riddles that slice through the darkness, and a black gear-armed Devimon snarls, its claws sparking against Tentamon's shimmering shield. A brutal clash erupts as the stone-clad fist of the Beast King slams down, shaking the floor. Izzy drags a trembling Mimi toward the bright atrium, where balloons bob and giggling baby Digimon explode like fireworks, turning raw fear into a chaotic carnival of light and sound.
A frantic pulse races through the ruined corridors as Izzy slams his Digivice against a shimmering glyph, sparking a holographic map that flickers to life. He redirects the signal, guiding Mimi's trembling Palmon through collapsing stone arches while Gabumon snarls at a looming, black gear-clad Devimon clone. Agumon bellows, shattering a laser barrier, and the group erupts into a kaleidoscopic arena where balloon-like platforms bob, beckoning the kids toward a hidden Easter egg cache pulsing with secret data. The brief calm shatters like glass, and the next step threatens to plunge them into an even stranger danger that lurks just beyond the flickering light.
The crumbling ruin erupts as laser-cut stone shatters, scattering Digivice fragments while Izzy flashes a holographic map, forcing the Digidestined to race through collapsing corridors toward a blinding, data-corrupted vortex that spins like a digital cyclone, promising both salvation and annihilation. Mimi trembles, fearing abandonment as Patamon's frantic wings stir the dust, while Izzy feels the weight of every lost second, knowing a single misstep could seal their friend's fate forever in the collapsing darkness. A guttural roar erupts from the darkness, revealing Devimon's looming silhouette behind the shattered arch, and the collapsing passage seals shut, trapping the Digidestined with the villain's growing power threatening to consume them all. Serious Manhwa fans don't scroll past. They subscribe to Manhwa with Hari and stay ahead.